crispy guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Maximum Series action figure review. Today we're looking at the Marvel Legends Maximum Series Hulk. And I love the Hulk. Hulk is my favorite Avenger and one of my favorite superheroes, but damn, some controversy about this Hulk figure in particular right over here, and we're going to get into all of it. Anyway, on the side right there, you can see a nice image of Hulk. Another nice product shot over here. And then on the back, we get a big old product shot over there with the thunderclap. Then you get the spot varnished. Is it spot? Yep, spot varnished Maximum Series logo on the top. I love how all the legal stuff is in green right there at the bottom. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. And if you're trying to get your Marvel Legends, you can do so at
big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And here's the Maximum Series Hulk out of the packaging. And just to get it out of the way, my feelings about this figure are kind of the opposite of how I felt with the Maximum Series Spider-Man. With the Spider-Man, I was very disappointed in the accessories, but I really loved the figure. I really like the accessories a lot that come with this Hulk. The figure itself, though, is bumming me out more than anything, though. So we're going to get into all of that. There are definitely things I like about this figure. I have been having fun with this figure, so again, it's not all bad, but there's also a lot of bad to talk about, or things that I just don't like anyway. This is subjective stuff. Let's get a closer look at those accessories, and then we'll take a closer look at the figure. So the figure does come with the 3 head sculpts. We get these 3 sets of hands, these 3 different effects pieces, and we get the missile right over here. The hands are fine. We've seen these fists before. I like the green color for this Hulk, I must say. We get these new weapon holding hands, or missile holding hands, or whatever grabby hands you want to use them for. I do like these quite a bit. So you can get them to hold the missile fairly easy, and you can just see right there. Oh, I'm having a hard time getting it into that hand. There we go. You could wedge in from the bottom like that, put it back together. Getting ahead of myself over here like crazy, but there you go. He's holding a missile over there. Getting him to hold the missile in this side is a little tricky. I use one of these fins to kind of grip around the finger to get in there, but you know, this side a little trickier with that pinky, the way that's designed right over there. And you get the 2 slapping hands, which we'll look at in a minute, but I'm already looking at the missile over here, so let's get a look at it. And I like that it comes apart like this. I like that you can see the wiring. I see a little bit of subtle marbling, but not a lot to really bum me out big time. So this is a lot of fun. I love that you could put it together. I love that it comes with its own little flame effect right over here for the back with a translucent orange fading into a darker orange color, so that's very cool. And then you get the slapping hands right over here, which are great. I think the whole thing that they really wanted to utilize this figure with is the whole feature of getting the thunderclap, and I do like the fading of the green right over here on the hands. That does look really good. So I do like these hands. I do like this effect, which I'm going to complain about in a minute, but the way it looks right over here is pretty cool. I just really wish that they made it contour into the slapping hands better, and I'm going to demonstrate how I have this displayed, or the easiest way, or the most successful way I displayed this thing. And then you have these awesome whooshing effects right over here. These look so sick, man. I really like these a lot. I also like that only one side of them has that subtle green paint added to it to help you figure out which side it's supposed to be on. They're contoured to fit the slapping hands better than any other set of hands that come with this figure, but you can use them for the fists too. They kind of fit right there, but they definitely match these slapping hands more than anything else. Now, when you're displaying the figure with these, I recommend putting them on the hands first and then porting them onto the figure like so. So really using this effect right here is tricky. You want to get the figure's hands as close as possible. I aim for the thumbs touching right here. I feel like that's where I had the most success, is getting the thumbs touching as close as possible and weaving this in right here and letting it kind of rest on the thumbs as it wants to fall down. See that? I wish they actually had a thing where it would port into properly, you know? But see, there you go. You have to balance it just right, and there you have your thunderclap, which isn't ideal. And the promo images on the back, it looks like this. And I'm like, how did that even happen? And I can't get that to happen at all. So I really thought Hasbro had a better way of getting that displayed. but this is the best I could do right here, which is very unfortunate. This is not good. I wish they had some kind of way where you could port it into the thumb or into the fingers where it could be a lot more stable than this. Now, it does look cool. I also did use this as an impact effect, which was great, but still, I wish it had a system to port into the hands better. As I stated when this figure was originally revealed, that I'm not a big fan of any of the 3 head sculpts, but I will say the paint applications are better than I anticipated them being. I mean, I really didn't think that we're going to get the detailed gum paint right there. The lips look really good. It does appear that there's dirt on his teeth, so that's not really good. The eyes are whited out over here. Nice subtle paint around the eyes. That actually looks good. I'm just not a big fan of this particular design with the parted hair. You know, and he's got the green paint mixed in that hair too, which is cool. He's got the fade going on right over there. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of this hairstyle for Hulk, but I don't hate it as much as I thought I would. And then the Screaming one, actually liked a little bit more than I thought I would too, but I'm not the biggest fan of it still. The ultra spiky hair. I don't know, the exaggerated teeth. I like how the eyes came out. The eyes are nice and freaky. Get some nice red in there. So that's pretty cool. Damn, he's got some chompers. Nice little details of pink right there for the gums. So they did that pretty well. The hair is painted nicely, but it's just a little extra spiky. Like I said before a few times, like none of these head sculpts are my favorite or close to. And then we have Deodato head sculpt, who's one of my all-time favorite comic artists, but I don't know, I didn't remember him drawing Hulk looking like this that often, or often enough to where it's like, this is what I think of when I think of Deodato Hulk. But man, those teeth are extra big. Not a big fan of this one. The eyes look cool. Again, I like how the hair is sculpted. I like how the hair is painted, but damn it, I'm just not a fan of any of these heads. Out of the 3 of them, I actually still like the 80 years head the most, and the green isn't too far off. It doesn't match perfectly, but it still looks okay. And I mean okay. Oh man, so which one to stick with? I guess this one's my favorite out of the 3. I don't know. Now looking at this rubbery body right here, which they said was vinyl material, there are 2 different nights where I left this in full-on thunderclap pose, and this material has held up very well for me. 2 different occasions I did that overnight, and the material is looking really good. Little bit of extra wrinkles right here by these veins, but for the most part, it looks great. And I think the color matches the rest of the figure pretty well too. Not seeing a major difference between the different kinds of materials that we're seeing with the figure. So I am very pleased with that part of it. I like the fading that we're seeing right over here and down the middle. So that makes me happy. I talked about that during my mini comic wave, how I'd like to see more shadowing effect on the figures. And we're seeing that right over here. So that does please me. I think that looks really, really good. Not so much of it on the back, but you get some up top right over there. And then the pants, you know, the whole lower half section, I feel like they could have redone. Same thing with the arms. I wish they had redone the arms. I wish they had redone the legs. And I'll get into that. It's more for articulation purposes because we get the single joint. Plus, this joint looks weird when you bend the elbow all the way straight, you know. Get that little triangle sticking out, so that doesn't look good. I wish they went with white instead of pink, like on the 20th anniversary Hulk. You know, you could see the ripped parts are white. That just looks a little bit better than going with pink right over here for those ripped, tattered sections. I don't know. I don't like that. But yeah, the feet look pretty good. We get new feet right here with the joints in them, and they're painted pretty nicely. So yeah, nice looking Hulk toes right over there. Oh yeah, you wanted to see a toe comparison, didn't you? Or is that just me? But anyway, you're getting a toe comparison. Yeah, there you go. Hey, what do me, Dan Yoon, and Quentin Tarantino all have in common? Can you guess? Then here's looking at the bottom of the new feet, and you can see it still has peg holes. And then here's just looking at the back of the figure. They skipped out on the ripped portion right over here on the very back of the figure. Look at that. Oh, come on. That's what Maximum Series is about, you guys. They are visibly cutting corners. Damn. So I do wish that we had a hinge right here for the neck. That would have been nice. You just get the dumbbell joint right over there, as you could see me swapping heads earlier. But yeah, this could only look up that far, which I wish it could look up more than that. It'll look down that much and turn side to side, and you get some pivoting right there. And you have the new butterfly joint system, which I think is actually a very clever and innovative way to get some good butterfly joint action. I think this is actually very cool. I hope they make more Hulk figures utilizing this. It worked out very well for me. I really do like it. So you can move these forward and back very far and still maintain the aesthetic without cutting into those pecs. And you can see some of that ABS underneath this soft vinyl section right here. It does create a little bit more of an extra gap underneath there, but still, I think it's worth it. I like it. And when you move forward a little bit, it's a little bit more flush. Anyway, you can rotate the arms all the way around. Shoulders move up at almost 90 degrees. Bicep swivel that can move independently. You get rotation at the elbow. Single joint elbow. Really wish they'd given us double jointed elbows and arms that were just, well, it could have been a little bit longer, but the double jointed elbow is something that I wanted to see. And then, of course, we get the diaphragm cut right here. All the hands swivel and turn side to side, but yeah, pivoting right there. Crunch moves forward that much, moves back that much. Waist cut right here. Then the legs are all familiar except for when we get to the toes. So I wish we'd gotten something different over here. Not really this section right here. I mean, having the holes right there does bug me, especially with this, you know, being a Maximum series. So you have the pins on like one half of each side or each leg. But what bums me out is the lack of calf cut. And, you know, Hasbro knows we like the calf cut. They gave it to the latest Venom figure I reviewed. They're giving us calf cuts on a whole bunch of other figures, but we don't get it on this one. The Spidey got calf cut. Ankles move down. They do move up. Beautiful ankle pivot. And yay, toe articulation, which I do love. But it does make the figure just a little bit trickier to balance because those toes will want to bend on you depending on the pose that you have it in. So you just have to put a little bit more care into your posing because it'll have a tendency to want to fall forward because of those toe joints. Now to measure out the height of this new Hulk, you can see that it is standing just a little under 9 inches tall. Kind of tricky to see right there, but pretty close to 9 inches. Then for a Marvel Legends Hasbro Hulk comparison, you can see we have our 80 years Hulk, our 20th anniversary Hulk, then we have the PulseCon Hulk right over here. And dude, they have used these legs a lot. The arms have been used a lot. I really felt like they got their money's worth reusing the parts that we've seen many times before. I really do wish that they'd given us 100% new sculpting with this figure. Oh, and in case you want to see some ripped shirts on this Hulk right over here, you can see that one right there. But I prefer, of course, the lab coat ripped shirt right there. It just looks really badass. And I'm not swapping all these heads because the color green on these two is just so much different than these two. But again, to show off the head swap with these two figures, see how that looks over there. Okay, I'm just curious. Yeah, see that green does not match. Here's the Maximum Hulk next to the Diamond Select Toys Marvel Select Immortal Hulk figure, which, no, it doesn't have as much articulation as this figure over here, obviously, but damn it, it is an incredible piece and about half the cost of this figure right over here. Then here's the Maximum Series Hulk next to She-Hulk, and we have Bruce Banner. Then here's the Maximum Series Hulk next to the Furious Homer figure I just recently reviewed. And then here's our Maximum Series Hulk next to Hulkbuster, which is actually like $5 or $6 cheaper than this Maximum Series Hulk. Now, this is pre-tariff, but still, all brand new stuff over here. And I get it, we get way more accessories with this Maximum Series Hulk, but still, man, it would have been nice to have all new shit going on here with the Hulk figure. I was really hoping Maximum Series meant like they went all out and reusing pinned joints over here, older parts that we've seen reused many, many times over is not what I was envisioning when they were talking Maximum Series. Then here's Maximum Series Hulk next to our original Avengers roster. We have Giant Man, Wasp, Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor. And then here's Maximum Series Hulk next to the incredible Venom figure. All new stuff going on over here, man. Not nearly as many accessories as we got with this guy, but still, I wish they would have just... Anyway, this thing is amazing. I wish I felt the same way with this one. Then here's the Maximum Series Hulk next to the Maximum Series Spider-Man. And as I said earlier, I do like this Maximum Series Spider-Man figure more than I like this Maximum Series Hulk figure. But damn, not a bad figure regardless. Just... we went over it. And here's your Maximum Series Hulk figure next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Oh, big guy, you've let a lot of people down. We all know how many people I've let down. So finally, we could probably be friends, right? Can't we? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was informative. Hopefully you guys had some fun watching it. I enjoyed making it, so if you enjoyed watching it, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to subscribe for more, well, hey, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to participate in the channel perks, you can hit that join button or check out the Patreon down below. Now, this figure, I did enjoy it. I do like it more than my other Hulk figures. So don't get me wrong, it is better. It's just not as much better as I want it to be. I mean, it's just the fact that it's not all brand new stuff is the most disappointing part of it. When I had first seen leaked images of this figure, I was like, wait, that's not it, right? Like, that's just somebody reusing old stuff. And it was somebody reusing old stuff. It was Hasbro doing it. So I hope this is not what they envisioned for the future for Maximum Series, to reuse other stuff. I do like the accessories are very unique and new and very fun. So I really enjoyed the accessories. It's just like the figure itself just didn't feel like it was worth the price point. So I am bummed out about that. I know I'm repeating myself a whole bunch, but yeah, different legs, different arms. That would have made me feel better about the figure overall. Oh, the other thing too is I don't like the heads. Now the heads do look better than I anticipated, but I'm still not a huge fan of them. So yeah, because of the lack of having a head sculpt that I really like with this figure, as well as wanting a little bit more height on the figure and more articulation on the figure at the price point of around 65 bucks. I'm going to give this Maximum Series Hulk figure a Sun rating of...
It's not too bad.
And I'd like to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comments section below. If you want to see the latest in Marvel news, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and on whatnot. We got a giveaway for the Maximum Series Spider-Man, so go ahead and check that out, link below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face.